Hello, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Julie.
So this is another lightning review of a Funko game. Jingle all the way. It's double time card game. That was my best impression of Arnold.
I'm glad you did it. And I didn't.
How many players is it?
It is 2 to 4 players and ages 7 and up.
So this is a setup for whether it's 2 players, 3 or 4 players. Obviously, it's a 2-player setup. Each player gets 5 cards. The object of the game is to score the most points collecting toys, just like in the movie. It's a set collection game. So I'll show you that in just a moment. The person who last received a present, and Julie's birthday was most recent, starts with the Turbo Man doll. Now, why is that good? Because she will be able to, if she plays the highest card, she'll be able to use her power first. Whoever plays the lowest card that round, that's what these numbers are, will get the Turbo Man, and then they'll get to play their card first. Now, this is not a game where you play your card face down. Whoever has Turbo Man is going to play their card first. And this is going to last 6 rounds because there's 12 toys. Now, we start out with a booster. You remember in the movie, you could have booster, but we're out of Turbo Man. And these 2 will be removed because there's not a third or fourth player. This is our card here. So we put our toys here and we put them face down. And that's important because there are powers here that can flip things up. Because there's negatives that you can get in here. You can get the fake toy, the Tubro Man, which is right here. It's worth -5. So that can kind of switch around. So Julia, say she plays this card. Okay, this is her hand, and you're always going to draw up to 5. So she plays that. So I see she has a 16, and you'll ask while you're learning the game. That's what I'll say. What does that do again? And she'll tell me, flip any toy face up. You may swap it with a toy in your cart. So this is where you can give, cards, toys you don't want to the other player. Because when you flip a toy, it could be on the shelf. That's this area here is a shelf, or you can flip up something in their cart. Now we both know that we have boosters, so she's not going to flip up that.
No.
So I see she has a 16. Now if I really want to go first, I can play something below a 16, or I can want to use my power first and say I want to play above the 16. So I'll play the 26.
What does that do?
So it says peek at any 3 toys.
Okay.
Now, because I played the highest card, I go first. So I'm going to peek at 3 toys. Now Julie wouldn't see this, so I'm going to peek at these 3. I could peek at even her toy, but I already know what she has. Now, I'm probably going to go for this one, because after you peek, after we use our powers, so I use my power, then we're going to get to pick a toy. So Julie is going to get to flip a toy face up, and you may swap it. So she's going to flip a toy face up. So that's the Turbo Man. So she's going to swap it right now for a toy. She could swap it with me and help me. But now it's face up. I know she has it. There are cards that can flip these face down, and they can mix them up. So it's a little bit of a memory game. So right now I know she has it, but if she gets other toys, she can flip them face down and mix them up. Now we pick a toy each, starting with the highest card. I'm going to take this one. Julie doesn't know that I took the wrong one, so I didn't even remember. I wanted to get that one. So that goes face down. Now Julie, she doesn't know what's out there. Oh, when you're the Turbo Man down, you get to peek at one first. I forgot about that. So she's going to peek at this first. She doesn't want that. She's going to do a random pick now. And she'll take this.
No, I just put that back.
Oh, well, you're right. She'd pick this. And so there we go. And that would be face down. So whoever has the Turbo Man doll gets to peek first. They don't have to take it. Now, she would stay the Turbo Man because she played the lowest card. And then we get new cards. And we keep on doing this for another 5 rounds. And the strategy is that we can use some of our powers to peek, swap, and flip things up, flip things down. And by the end, hopefully we get the most points. So if you look at this chart here, the Tubro Man is -5. Julie has the Turbo Man is 10. The lottery ball is 8. The gift certificate is 5. You saw me flip that up. This could be a little confusing. You have to have 2 you have to have if you have a Dementor, you have to have at least 2 demons. That's what that 1+ means. You get 6 points. You only get 3 or 6. Demons, for everyone you have, 1, 2, 3, or 4, it's either worth that many points. And then boosters, his sidekick, if you have 5 boosters, that's 25. But it's not as worth as much as demons. So it's a set collection game.
Yep.
So that's how you play. So let's take a look at our categories
Okay,
and then our rating.
let's do it.
Oh, I got to move it. Was this fun?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it
a lot of
is.
fun.
It is fun.
You feel like you're playing the movie. The
I like
part
it.
where Arnold and Sinbad are constantly trying to
Going
get
out.
the toy.
Yes.
Okay. The theme.
It's perfect. It fits right on it.
I mean, we like playing this even when it's not Christmas.
Yes, and it's not Christmas right now at all. It's middle of hot summer.
Okay, art. What do you think of the art?
It's interesting. It reminds me of like a comic book.
Yeah, that's what
And
it's
I don't
supposed to be.
read comic books, but it kind of reminds me of a comic book.
I think it's a little. I think the art is fine in terms of thematically. I just think it's too dark.
Yeah.
It's just on our camera it looks brighter, but when you're playing on a table with low light, it looks darker than it
Yeah,
should.
that's true.
They needed to do like what's called gamma correction in a video game and brighten it up.
Oh, you mean the back of here?
The back and the front. Right now,
Yeah.
we have a lot of light in this room, so it looks brighter than it is. So it's a little. You need to bring up the brightness. So that would be a negative for me on that. It's not so terrible.
I'll give you that, yeah. I just thought the cards remind me of like a comic, like if you're reading a comic
Yeah.
book.
Nothing wrong with the way they're drawn. It's just they're just too dark.
Yeah.
Components. The Turbo Man doll is fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
And every time you play with it, you want to say Turbo Man.
Okay, I don't say it.
Well, us guys like to say it.
You guys.
I'm not saying women don't like to say it, but I don't think I've ever heard a woman say Turbo
I've
Man.
never said it.
Yeah.
And they probably never will.
You know, average card quality. It's fine.
These things are okay though, don't you
Yeah,
think?
the cards. This is nice. It's a little thinner than normal.
Oh,
That's interesting. So it's average to a little bit below average,
Okay.
maybe. So slightly below average.
what else do we have?
And then we have complexity.
I definitely think you need to be 7 and up because of the reading of the little
Oh, yeah.
text. Probably even 8 or 9, maybe even
Yeah, if
better.
you're not an independent reader, a 7-year-old as an independent reader could handle this. But even then, you're going to have to help them with the swaps
Yeah.
and some of the rules.
It
So
might have been. It should have been maybe 9. 8 or
yeah,
9.
an 8-year-old who's an independent reader could handle it. But even then, so I think they're a little low here on the age.
Yeah.
If parents helping, they can handle it.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
if they're not an independent reader and they're not used to playing games,
they're
then
not going to be able to do well.
they're going to have a hard time
Yeah.
at this game.
I mean, they might have fun just looking at the pictures, but they won't be able to play it. I don't think.
Yeah, I
appropriately.
don't think a 7-year-old can play it independently unless they're high achieving or in the gifted range. Playing time is fine. It
Yeah.
goes fast,
It does.
and I bet you would even go faster with 3 and 4 players.
Oh, I would think so.
Age, we already said, 7 seems a little too low unless they're high achieving. The design and mechanics for a set collection game is interesting,
Yeah.
and the idea that when you play the higher card, sometimes you want to go first, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you want to be Turbo Man and be able to peek.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, and it's kind of like a catch-up mechanic
Yeah.
because
that's
the
true.
the lower cards allow you to do more peeking, and I think there's more swapping. Yeah, see the lower card here, swap.
The higher
any
cards
two
seem
toys.
like more shuffling.
Yeah, the higher card. So it's interesting how they design the cards. Certain things happen at higher numbers, and certain things happen at lower numbers, and that's a good design. Learning the rules. The only thing we were confused on is this chart here. So when you see +2, this was kind of confusing. When it says +2 here, I said, what do they mean? Well, it's worth 2 on its own. What they should have done, they should have put this chart on the piece. They could have fit this on there.
Yeah.
They could have. But so that was confusing for us at first. What does that mean? So the first time you play it, unless you show somebody the chart and what these mean, we were a little confused at first.
Just yeah.
Yeah. And then educational merit, there's definitely adding some basic addition and some logical reasoning. So there's some good math connections with the
I
game.
think so.
So how would we rate this?
I would probably say 8.
Yeah, I like it because of the theme. I'd give it an 8 as well.
Yeah.
I like the movie. The movie's
I
become
like the movie a lot.
more
It's really funny.
It's become almost not as popular as Christmas Story
That one's
or A Wonderful
awesome.
Life,
That one's amazing. Yeah.
or I think it's in the same category as Elf.
I love Elf.
I don't care for Elf.
He
that
doesn't
much.
like it, but I like it a lot.
I mean, I don't hate it. I don't care.
I watch it every year with my girlfriend and her daughters when we make cookies. We always put it on while we're making Christmas cookies because her husband's gone and I'm over at their house and we can watch it and I don't have to worry about him
Yeah,
complaining.
I'm neutral on it, but this movie I'd watch over Elf, and I'm kind of tired of Christmas Story. I'd put this on over that.
I mean, it is, we have been watching it more at Christmas time, so there you go.
So it's becoming a family classic, which is kind of funny because when it
Yes.
first came out, it didn't do that well. It did okay.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of the movie, this is a must have.
Yep.
If you're looking for a lot more complexity, I mean, it's just a good card game. It's a good family game.
Yep. Thanks so much for watching,
Thank
you guys.
you.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.